What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Monday afternoon so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I caught a couple of injury updates surrounding a couple of New York Giants defensive players after going into the bye week, and a couple of players that are going to be missing some time, and in one player's case, will be out for the entire season. So right now, the New York Giants, after what we learned this morning, Giants safety Xavier McKinney, one of the captains of this football team, is going to be placed on the reserve non-football injury list after he experienced an ATV accident when he was on the bye week traveling down to Cabo San Lucas down in Mexico, where he had a broken hand, and he's going to be out for at least a few weeks. Not sure of a definitive timeline on how long a guy like Xavier McKinney will be out, but he has been placed on the reserve non-football injury list. So he's going to miss at least the next few weeks. Have to hope it's not going to be longer. Have to hope that he's not going to need surgery or anything, because he does have a broken hand. Not sure how bad it is. So the New York Giants are going to be playing without their starting safety for a while. So it's going to ask guys like Julian Love, who's been playing good football so far this year, Dane Belton, who's going to get his opportunity now to start for the New York Giants, as well as Jason Pinnock, who's now coming off injury. You have Tony Jefferson, who might be coming off injured reserve soon, as well as you're going to be having a guy like Landon Collins, who's primarily been playing safety and linebacker for the New York Giants. He might have to transition a little bit more towards the safety position now that you're going to be having Xavier McKinney, the former second-round pick in 2020 from Alabama. He's going to be out now for at least the next few weeks, however long he's going to be placed on the reserve non-football injury list. So McKinney is going to be out for at least the next few weeks. And in terms of the defensive line, it's not getting any easier for the New York Giants in terms of their defensive line depth, as it was just learned today that the New York Giants have placed backup reserve defensive lineman Nick Williams on season-ending IR. He has a torn biceps that he suffered in the loss to Seattle. So the Giants are going to be losing one of the reserve defensive linemen on that line. Nick Williams is out for the season. So I would not be surprised if the Giants maybe go looking for a veteran. They either go for the practice squad, see if they can bring a defensive lineman up from the practice squad, or that the New York Giants maybe try to scour the waiver wire. And another player that I would look for, guy, is Mike Hinton, the former undrafted free agent that we signed in the offseason to a training camp contract. He was an undrafted free agent from this past draft. He's a former Michigan Wolverine, 6'3", about 300-something pounds. He's going to be a guy that has some familiarity. I would not be surprised if he's not on a practice squad right now. The Giants go out there and maybe try to sign a guy like Nick Williams that can come in. Like a guy like Chris Hinton, who can come in, Chris Hinton, to come in and at least help this team in terms of some depth on that defensive line. So not really the best news you want to hear. It's not devastating. Well, the Xavier McKinney one is going to hurt because he was the guy that was calling the plays in the defense. He wore the green dot on his helmet, so that is going to hurt a little bit with the fact that Xavier McKinney is going to be out for this game. So it's going to put a lot more pressure on a guy like Julian Love to really assert himself as the leader of that secondary now, along with Adoree Jackson. But in terms of that safety position, with McKinney out, Julian Love is going to have to be the guy to step up his play even higher and be that top-level player for the New York Giants in that secondary and continue his great play. And it's a reason why the Giants were really going out of their way, to try to extend Julian Love, because of the fact he's also a captain. He's been a leader on that team. He's been playing great football. But that's the latest injury news I wanted to give you guys right now. Xavier McKinney has been placed on the reserve non-injury football list for the New York Giants after he suffered a broken hand in Cabo San Lucas while he was on his bye-week vacation in an ATV accident. Wish the best for McKinney. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets better soon. He can make it back sometime around that Thanksgiving game against the Dallas Cowboys, maybe the week after, when the Giants really start getting hot and heavy into their NFC East games against the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Giants have lost reserve defensive lineman Nick Williams for the season with a torn biceps. He's been placed on the injured reserve. He's out for the season. It's going to count a lot more on Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, as well as Justin Ellis, and any players they decide to bring up from the practice squad, because you have to remember, the Giants are very thin at that defensive tackle position. They already lost DJ Davidson earlier in the season with a torn ACL, so Giants a little bit thin at that defensive tackle position. Not a lot of depth Have to wonder if they're going to try to make some type of move or bring somebody up from the practice squad later in this week as they get ready for their game against the Houston Texans this Sunday at MetLifeStadium. So that's your injury update for today. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news updates and chatter and injury news and roster news surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that we'll be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this latest injury news surrounding the New York Giants, with Nick Williams being placed on season-ending injury reserve with a torn biceps, and of course the big news, Xavier McKinney being placed on the reserve non-injury football list with a broken hand. So I thank you very much, everybody. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Monday afternoon/evening. Everybody stay cool, or in some cases stay warm. Let's see what this New York Giants team is going to be doing for us for the rest of this week as we get prepared coming out of our bye week to take on the Houston Texans this Sunday. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Take it easy, and always remember, let's go New York Football Giants. Together blue, everyone.